Who was Cleopatra? You might have heard of her, perhaps seen her in a film, or maybe you just know her name. But who is she really? What did she actually do? Hi, everyone. Welcome to this channel. Today we'll be taking a look at Cleopatra, Queen of the Nile. Do you want to know more about the longest reigning female pharaoh of ancient Egypt? Well, then sit back, relax, and let's get into it. Cleopatra is one of the most famous women in history. She has been depicted in numerous films, TV shows, and books. In fact, Hollywood has produced at least 30 movies about her life, including one starring Elizabeth Taylor. But how much of what we know about her is fact and not fiction, according to history? Cleopatra was born in 69 BC in the city of Alexandria. Her father was King Ptolemy XII and her mother was Cleopatra v. Tryphena. Now, before you start getting confused over all these names, let me explain. See, Cleopatra wasn't actually Egyptian. Her family were Greek descendants who ruled over the Egyptian kingdom. However, Cleopatra was the first member of her dynasty to learn the Egyptian language and to make efforts to connect with the native population. This was probably because she intended to rule over Egypt, not just live there. When Cleopatra was just 14 years old, she took the throne alongside her father. But their partnership didn't last long. When Ptolemy died in 58 BC, Cleopatra became the sole ruler of Egypt. She reigned for 21 years until her death in 30 BC, while Cleopatra was considered a goddess by the people of Egypt. She had many enemies, especially in Rome. You see, she got involved with a Roman general named Julius Caesar, and they had a son together. However, when Caesar was assassinated in 44 BC, Cleopatra found herself in a bit of a pickle. She needed a new suitor and fast, someone powerful enough to protect her from Caesar's assassins and from Pompey, who was trying to seize control of the Egyptian kingdom. Enter Mark Antony, who was also a Roman general. He was part of the Second Triumvirate, an alliance between 3 Roman generals that gave them control over the whole of the Roman world. According to some sources, Cleopatra and Mark Antony met for the first time in secret before Antony was officially in power. However, they wasted no time in making their relationship public. They paraded through the streets of Alexandria together, and even appeared in a Roman triumph with their faces on the chariots. Antony also gave Cleopatra a number of lavish gifts, including the cities of Athens and Alexandria. The two were so enamored with each other that they had 7 children, 4 daughters and 3 sons. Cleopatra and Antony were the power couple of the ancient world, but their relationship didn't last forever. After angering Octavian, Antony's adopted son and heir, Cleopatra and Antony were declared enemies of Rome. Octavian seized their property and defeated them in battle. Both Cleopatra and Mark Antony took their own lives. Cleopatra famously did so by allowing an asp, a type of venomous snake, to bite her. While Cleopatra is often remembered for her intelligence, beauty, and political savvy, she is also remembered for starting a war that resulted in the deaths of thousands. According to historians, Cleopatra wanted to expand her empire beyond Egypt into Israel and Greece. However, her plans were thwarted by the Roman Empire. In 32 BC, Octavian sent a fleet of ships to Alexandria to force Cleopatra to marry him. She refused and instead released a poisonous gas into the audience at the Olympic Games in Greece. The resulting chaos allowed her fleet to escape, but her victory was short-lived. Octavian's forces eventually caught up with her and defeated her fleet. Cleopatra retreated to her palace, where she killed herself rather than be captured by Octavian. So was Cleopatra a hero or a villain? Well, that's up for you to decide. What do you think? Let us know in the comments below. And if you like this video, don't forget to like and subscribe so you never miss an upload.